I am attorney Allison Reddick, and with me again is VA-Accredited agent and Marine veteran Kerry Baker.
Now for the big part. Presumption of service connection for certain diseases associated with exposure to burn pits and other toxins. I'll just read for the purposes of section 1110 of this title and subsection 113, that is compensation and spouses compensation is basically what that is. A disease specified in subsection B becoming manifest in a covered veteran shall be considered to have been incurred in or aggravated during active military, naval, air, or space service, notwithstanding there is no record of evidence of such disease during service. Note that I said become manifest, not manifest to a compensable degree. So they're keeping that tune that they started with the Gulf War vets. Now, the diseases specified in this section are the following. Here's where you want to take notes. Asthma that was diagnosed after service of the covered veteran as specified in subsection C. Let me stop there and the reason that's got a little qualifier to it, diagnosed after service. All right, because when they added asthma to a presumptive, it's now a presumptive condition for burn pits. They made it a 10-year window. I don't agree with that because you could have been knowing these respiratory diseases. Some of these guys fight for years just to figure out what's wrong with their lungs. So to give them a 10-year window, I don't agree with it. This takes away that 10-year window, and that's good. Going on, the following types of cancer: head cancer of any type, neck cancer of any type, respiratory cancer of any type, gastrointestinal cancer of any type, reproductive cancer of any type, lymphoma cancer of any type. Are you starting to see why I'm a little excited about this? Lymphomatic cancer of any type, kidney cancer, brain cancer, melanoma, pancreatic cancer. Not done yet. Chronic bronchitis, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, constrictive bronchiolitis, emphysema, I never can pronounce that word, granulomatous disease. We get, Allison, can you pronounce that better than I can?
Granulomatous.
There you go. Interstitial lung disease, pleuritis, pulmonary fibrosis, sarcoidosis, chronic sinusitis, chronic rhinitis, and this one's for Joe Biden, glioblastoma. For those of you who aren't aware, his son served in Iraq and died of glioblastoma brain tumor. The reason I say that, and I, with all seriousness, I've handled a number of glioblastoma cases. They've all been granted, but it said brain cancer. All right, was on the list.
Any brain cancer, and then they specified this one.
Head cancer of any type and brain cancer. Glioblastoma is a brain cancer, but it says glioblastoma specifically. So I'm almost certain that's a shout out to Joe Biden's son. I put money on it. So whatever that's worth, and that's okay. The amendments now. Here we're getting into some more effective date issues here with these benefits, and these are weird. Okay. Same thing for the DIC and the hardship cases. All right, they're every disability I just listed, they go into effect immediately for that group. Okay, and I'm not going to try to parse this out because I would need a graph and probably I don't know, something to do this with, spreadsheet or something to show you. So there's numerous dates that the rest of these things go into effect. And it says on the date of enactment of this act for everyone not described in paragraph 1. Paragraph 1 was the DIC and the hardships. With respect to paragraphs, the date of enactment of this act with respect to paragraphs 1, 2C, 2I, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
I have it separated all out.
Do you? Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to turn.
Okay,
I'll turn this over to Allison because.
Yeah, so basically, it states by paragraph, but I went through and separated them all out. So basically, affected on the enactment date are asthma that was diagnosed after service, respiratory cancer of any type, brain cancer, constrictive bronchiolitis or obliterative bronchiolitis, emphysema, granulomatous disease, interstitial lung disease, pleuritis, pulmonary fibrosis, sarcoidosis, chronic rhinitis, chronic sinusitis, and glioblastoma. And then the next is October 1st, 2023 is the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and the chronic bronchitis. October 1st, 2024 is head cancer of any type, neck cancer of any type, gastrointestinal cancer of any type, reproductive cancer of any type, lymphoma cancer of any type, and pancreatic cancer. And then October 1st, 2025 is kidney cancer and melanoma. I have no clue how they decided which ones would be which date, but yeah, that is how it's going to be phased in.
Yeah, that, and thanks for doing that, Allison, because I was, should I break these out? Well, I know why they're doing this. They're doing this because of workload considerations in large part.
Yeah, but if you have advanced melanoma, I mean,
there are many reasons I disagree with this. If you're fighting your claim right now, and maybe you don't have access to good health care, maybe you don't have service connection for anything. Now, this bill may change some of that with respect to the healthcare side of it. But let's say it didn't. Let's say it's like most bills. They just, provide you service connection, but then it's not going to go into effect until 2025. And you're dying now, or maybe, so I would think those vets or those clients are still going to file claims, and they probably already have. And I think most people who have these diseases have probably already filed claims. VA did this for workload considerations. But if you're getting a lot of claims for things the law now says you can't implement for another year, you still have all these claims, unless you're so busy with this other stuff, you can't even look at those other claims. I don't think this is making things more efficient, because you're going to have to look at it to determine that you can't yet do it. By the time you determine that, you could have rated that case, because it's now a presumption. So, when you don't have to deal with development and medical opinions and things like that, one thing the presumptions do is allow VA to be far more efficient. And I don't know that this phase in of some of this is giving them any more efficiency. In fact, it could very well backfire. But I can't really argue with their wanting to be able to control their workflow. There are provisions in here that tell VA if you can implement the stuff earlier, then do so. Okay, so this is just Congress saying, well, we're not going to make you fail by giving you so much work you could never achieve it. And that's what that really talks about.
It's kind of sad though. I mean, like, if it were me and I were doing it, I would put the very aggressive cancers first, not all of the asthma and things like that, even though I guess that affects more people. But I mean, also is that, those are cancers and they may have passed by then. So if you're married, make sure, DIC claims will continue the claim, but like that upsets me in that it's split up like that, especially with all of the different cancers being later. But it is what it is. Like Kerry said before, there's positives and negatives, and it's a compromise, and it's a compromise we'll have to deal with. This is how it is, how it stands right now. It could change. And as we get more information about it, we will disseminate it to you. And I'm sure we will do plenty more videos on this, because this is going to affect a lot of people, and we can go into more detail on the specific veterans who are included in each section of the toxic exposure. But thank you, Kerry, for explaining all of that. I know this is complicated and it's going to help a lot of people, but I'm glad we have you to explain it for us. And as we get more information, we'll let you guys know. And we thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.